for $300, you can get into this brand new GShock G-Steel watch, the GM2110D. This is the navy blue review, gentlemen. And check this watch out. It's metal. This is my new church watch, replacing the El Cheapo Casio. This GShock G-Steel has metal all the way around. Look, the bracelet's metal. The bezel's metal. The indices are metal. All right? And what about the watch case? Is it metal? No. It's plastic. The case is plastic. All right? And hold on. Before you metalheads go, okay, understand this. $300, okay? How does GShock keep the price so low on this GM2110D? Plastic, okay? Plastic, of course, is cheaper, right? And, you know, if you insist on that feel of the steel, I believe it was Johan van der Sant that said, you got to have that feel of steel. All right, well, you're paying for it, okay? Because GShock, if you want that feel of the steel from GShock, you're going to have to pay $550 for the GMB 2100. You know, Zoomers, they're like, no cap, for real. Okay, well, in this watch, it's yes cap. Plastic does have some advantages, all right, in terms of durability. Plastic has more plasticity, and it does seem counterintuitive, but the thing is, when the engineers at GShock, when they went out to design the first all-metal offerings, they had some problems engineering the watch case to be durable to GShock specs, right? I saw a video on it on, I think it was called Watch Spirits Tokyo. They interviewed the GShock engineers, and, you know, they were talking about the challenges of an all-metal case. And, of course, with GShock, their test is that they throw it out a 3-story window. So, the GM2110D is lighter weight, cheaper, and it still has that finely polished look of metal all the way around your wrist. $300. I'd say that's a good deal. I got it 1 week ago. I bought this as soon as it came out, and I've been wearing it, and I enjoy the way it looks. I think it looks terrific, and I recommend it, okay? And I'll leave a link below in the description if you are interested, because it's your metal GShock watch, $300, and it has that shine and sparkle that we all want to see. Look at those indices. It's really tough to capture on a camera, but in person, you know, a nice sunny day, you just look down at your watch and those facets catch the light just right, and you just admire it, you know? And this is a watch face that's beautiful enough that you can ponder. If you are someone like a modern day wizard who ponders, this is good for pondering. And there's 5 different colors, okay? You can choose from 5 different colors. The link below will be for the navy blue, because here's why I got the navy blue. You guys chose the navy blue, okay? The watch color that spoke to me first was the clear coat steel, okay? So there's 5 colors: green, light blue, the navy blue, and orange, and the clear coat steel. And at first I was going to get the clear coat steel. It looks a lot like this metal GShock box I got from all my GShock points, right? And when you buy from Casio GShock directly, you get the GShock points, okay? But I decided I was curious what color you guys would like, so I decided to make a poll, and I put on my community tab on YouTube, and you guys chose navy blue overwhelmingly, okay? Overwhelmingly. I thought that it would be the clear coat. Navy blue destroyed the clear cut. And I think you guys were onto something, okay? This navy blue, all right, is a deep, rich color, and it provides a tremendous amount of contrast to the indices in the hands, okay? And so a zoomer would say this color pops. Those indices pop because it's a high contrast between the indices and the watch dial. Now, All right, indices are the markers for each hour, and these have a facet to them. They look like little couches, like little chairs, you know? Like it looks like if you were tiny enough, you could go down and sit in them, right? Imagine us like so tiny we could walk around a GShock watch, the GM2110D, you know, me and 11 of you other guys, we're all going to like take a seat somewhere. Those seats kind of look comfy, right? Kind of reclined. But anyways, they're facets, so they can each one can catch the light at different angles. So let me grab my pointer pen, the Metal Readiness pen by Rite in the Rain, to point exactly what I'm talking about. See how it's faceted? So this 12 o'clock indice, like sometimes the bottom facet's going to catch the light, right? And then at other times, the top facet will. And so it's like, it's a light show. It's a light show on your wrist, and I believe that the navy blue does it the best. Now, how will the other colors fare in terms of contrast and adding the pop? I will never know. I will never know what the other colors have to offer. Probably not. And the reason is that all you guys who voted for navy blue formed the navy blue crew. And just a word of warning to everybody else, the navy blue crew are a bunch of bullies, okay? They will bully you if you even consider buying another color besides navy blue, all right? And it's constructive bullying. Not all bullying's bad. They bullied me in the right direction to get the navy blue, and I'm happy I did, and I believe that you will be happy too, okay? So there are a bunch of other colors. Like I said, there's 5 colors total. Light green, light blue, this navy blue, orange, and clear coat. Now, the thing is, you can be granted an exception to the navy blue if the color that you choose is for your favorite team, your favorite sports team, okay? Because I happen to notice that Kyle changed his profile pic on his YouTube. You can see him in the comments, and he has a orange Tennessee hat, okay? Well, the orange color of this GM2110D would go great with that, I think. So, you know, if you're an Oregon Ducks fan, I think that the green might match. If you are, you know, a UNC fan, do we even have any of those types around here? I don't know. But the light blue could work for you. And if you are, you know, a football fan over in Europe, I'm sorry, I don't know what color would go with which, but if you have an idea what color is the best for which sports team, let me know. Just put in the comments, all right? And that will be the official stance. And if you are worried that you already own too many navy blue clothes like I was, like I got navy blue pants, I got navy blue dungarees, I got a navy blue polo, I got a navy blue, you know, suit, I got a navy blue blazer. I'm like, guys, I have enough navy blue. Well, Daryl Woodbury said, there's no such thing as too much navy blue. It's an awesome color, okay? And so if you cannot decide which color to get, be a man. Get navy blue, all right? So this is my church watch. And what's my previous church watch? That was the Casio MWQ100, all right? Now, this was a snazzy watch, and I think it was only like $40 or so. But it doesn't have that GShock protection. The screen got all scratched up and everything, and the bracelet's just a regular plastic resin bracelet. And hold on, to adjust this light, it's like blinking out of control. All right, there we go. So this watch is retired officially. I'll do a review video of it if you guys are interested. It's an El Cheapo Casio. Save some money. It looks nice. This is the new Sunday watch. So I work in an oil field, right? So I need a very durable watch to stand up to everything. And let me take mine off that I'm wearing. It is the Mudman GW9500. This is my work watch, okay? It can stand up to everything I throw at it. Right? And unfortunately, everything I throw at it can get stuck in the nooks and crannies. And despite me washing it off every day, you know, you can still have gunk hiding on that. And I do not want to get anti-seize on my cufflinks for my Sunday best. And that's so I do not wear my work watch to church, right? When I go to church, I like to class it up a little bit. You know, it's the one day where I kind of, you know, I'm going to clean up and drag myself off to church and thank God for, you know, another week of life. And by the way, I believe in Jesus, so I believe that, you know, through him we have eternal life because he died on the cross and rose from the dead. And so, you know, just out of respect and, you know, I just try to dress up, like I said. So, Sunday watch, the Sunday best, this is a church watch. This is my church watch, okay? And that is the GM2110D. And so it has a nice steel bracelet. And the other thing, too, is that, you know, these other GShock watches, a lot of them don't even fit under the sleeve of your dress shirt, okay? Now, the Mudman does, because the Mudman's not that big, but let me find another one that's a monster. How about the Rangeman, the GPR H1000? This is the brand new Rangeman Generation 3, okay? So as a church watch, not a good idea. It cannot play peekaboo under your sleeve. It is a sumo wrestler that will be in constant battle against your shirt sleeve and the sleeve of your blazer, okay? It's not really that possible to, I mean, if you go to one of those short sleeve churches, I guess you could do all right. The King, same thing, very thick, very big, impractical as a church watch, okay? So, this GM2110D is part of the Casio. It's Casio, which is the nickname for the 2100 series watch. Very thin. It's going to fit under your sleeve. And so I tried it out in church on Sunday. Those of you who watch my YouTube shorts saw me, you know, just poke it out from under my sleeve just by, you know, jabbing my arm out from the sleeve. I didn't need to bring my right hand over to push any sleeve back because no sleeve got caught, okay? So, and that's a big selling point for the 2100 series, okay? And so the width, what is the width? Well, this will stand less than a 1/2 inch proud off your wrist, okay? So the official measurement from GShock is 11.9 millimeters, and I know that a 12 millimeter socket is about the same size as a 1/2 millimeter socket, especially if you don't mind rounded off bolts, and nobody does, okay? And so this is what makes it a good church watch. It's looks, it's pizzazz, it's sparkle, very snazzy, all right? And look, the polishing on the bezel, you know, it has that concentric circles in the polishing. So it's just, I think it looks terrific, all right? And also, there's another design feature some of you may be interested in, no dots, okay? So the dots, what are the dots? So let me get my GW6900. I have a special edition NASA, which I won the opportunity to buy. And see the dots? They're cylindrical indentations that run down the side of the band on a lot of the classic GShock watches, such as the GW6900 and also the GW5600 or the 5610. You get those dots. What do the dots do? I don't know. I know that divots on a golf ball make it fly further. Do these watches fly further when you hit them with a golf club on the fairway because of these dots? I don't know. There's only one way to find out, as I say. Stay tuned for that test. But anyways, this new GM2110D, no dots. It's polished. It gives it a much cleaner look, all right? I already had a young man chime in on one of my YouTube videos, one I published today, which I made on CapCut, and this young man said it looks clean. It looks clean, right? And it's because of that beautiful polish, no dots. So some of you may like that. The other full steel watches have the dots, right? The GMB 2100 has the dots. I think even the new MRG 2100s have the dots. And on this one, they are gone. No dots. All right? Let's talk about the module of this watch. And to understand the module of the watch, you have to know that they're going back to basics here. Okay? So let me give you a little bit of a rundown. in about the whole 2100 series, reached back into this toolbox to get out. This is the GAB2100. And let me find the GA2100, which is hiding right here. Okay? So, this is the 2100 series was kicked off by the GA2100, which, you know, its main selling point was its diminutive stature. Okay? And it had the basic watch functions, right? So, you know, like the stopwatch and the regular time. It had a sub-dial that showed the day of the week, and then nestled into that corner there between the 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock is an LCD screen that has 2 levels. Shows the seconds, and you can change what is shown. It can be the time, it could be the date, right? And this watch sold like hotcakes, okay? Tiny little hotcakes. People loved it. And I think it had a lot to do with its size. It's a very good size. Oops, this one's dirty. It's been out there. It's been in action. Look at all that dirt. All right, anyways, people were like, hey, Casio, add solar charging to this GA2100, which they called the Casio. And they did, but they also brought with it Bluetooth, and they changed the dial. All right? And why? I don't know. But the thing is, there's 2 main branches to the 2100 series. Those based on the GA2100, no Bluetooth, and those based on the GAB2100, which does have Bluetooth and solar, all right? And so there's numerous permutations of this watch series, and all these different colors, all these different bands. Like I got fabric bands because they're nice and long. They fit a big wrister really well, very comfortable. But there's like, you know, tons of colors. And then they started adding the metal, okay? And in 2022, they went full metal on the 2100 series, the Casio, but they based it on the GAB, all right? So to this point, the full metal Casios have had Bluetooth and solar charging, okay? Now, with the GA2110D, GShock has gone back to the basics. They've based this metal one on just the regular GA2100, all right? Now, some of you are complaining, no solar. Yes, I know. You could never get the exact watch you want, right? I don't know what it is, but there, you know, it's always like one little thing that's left out. In this case, there's no solar charging, all right? But the battery's supposed to last for 3 years. The functions of this module, based on the GA2100, are you have the time, then you have the world time, which is just the second time zone that you can set. And then you have a stopwatch. Oh, hold on. Let me move these hands out of the way. Bing, bang, boom. Now you can see the LCD screen. Okay? So those hands are moving out of the way. And let me clear the stopwatch. And let me start it. And you can see that around the bezel, they have etched into there the what each button does. See how it says start? And the stopwatch has started. And what do you notice? Fractions of a second. Let me just stop the stopwatch real quick so you can see that I've had it rolling for 16 seconds and 33 100ths of a second. And so this is great. This is basic watch functionality that is actually missing on a lot of the new highfalutin fancy pants brand new watches, okay? When you look at the GPDH 2000 or the GPRH 1000, when you dive into the stopwatch, it does not allow you to see fractions of a second. It's just the second, which is outrageous, absolutely ridiculous, right? So the next function on the GM2110D is the timer. And guess what? You can set this one up to 24 hours, which is a huge advantage, again, over these fancy pants watches, which, let me try and back out of the stopwatch, which I couldn't do without also adding a split time. But here's a timer, okay? You can only set this timer up to 60 minutes, okay? That's not any better than a bezel timer on a automatic analog watch, okay? And you have these stupid energy-saving washing machines at the man camp that take 76 minutes to run a load of laundry, all right? You can't time that on this $500 top-of-the-line GShock watch. Well, you can with this $300 back-to-basics watch. The timer, like I said, 24 hours, all right? And then you have alarms, 5 alarms, and the hourly chime, all right? And we're back to the main time, which again, the subdial is displaying the day of the week, and you want the actual date. You look at the top corner of the watch. Like right now, it's September 13th. Very small, very hard to see. I know some of you don't like that. And let me change what's displayed. There we go. You can also show what the actual time is in digital. Let me move the hands out of the way again. And so the date, 9/13, or the time. You guys see that? All right. So back to the basics, and I like that. And now the illumination. Okay, so you press the light button, and there's 2 LEDs. And one LED illuminates the LCD screen, and the other LED shines onto the analog watch, and it does catch all the indices really well. That's the illumination with the 2 LEDs. All right, don't go too crazy pressing the button because, again, no solar charging. You have limited lifespan on the battery. Said to the last 3 years, if you didn't press the button a lot, maybe even longer, who knows? But if you go crazy pressing the light button, you know, obviously you're cutting into the life of the battery. That shouldn't be too difficult to replace given the fact we have a screwed in case back into that plastic resin, all right? And so this is a lot like the any Casio, any 2100 series watch. And, you know, some of you may wonder about the Loom, okay? Well, okay, yeah, well, okay, all right, we'll talk about the Loom. But let me just preface this by saying that, you know, you press the one light button, you get 2 LEDs, okay, for an electrically powered light, okay? I just want to remind you that one button press, 2 LEDs, okay? And, you know, this is a G-Shock. G-Shocks aren't really known for their Loom, right? And it's not really, their durability. They have durability in spades. Loom, you know, maybe other watch brands have better Loom, okay? And it's only $300, so even with the limited Loom technology over there at Casio G-Shock, I mean, they aren't really pushing the boundaries. You know, it's a budget watch, $300. And so, you know, look at that LED light. All right, you guys really want to know about the Loom. Okay, I'll just tell you. The Loom stinks. All right, it doesn't last long. The Loom is just on the hands. There's no Loom on the indices. All right. And by the way, you want a Casio G-Shock or a Casio watch that has surprisingly good Loom, check out this Pro Trek. This is the PRJ B001. All the indices are loomed. The hands and the indices are loomed. And I don't know if it's brighter or longer lasting, but there's more Loom there. And so, you know, I charge it up with my lead laser flashlight, the W1R, before I go to bed, and it lasts all night. All right. Now, the Loom on these Casios, pretty much the Loom on all of them is not that good because it's just on the hands. And it doesn't last long. And it's not that bright. Okay. But anyways, I'm not really, if we're going to be talking about stuff we don't like about this watch, let's move on from the Loom and talk about this clasp. This clasp, it's pathetic, all right? And the thing is, like, you know, G-Shock, it's supposed to last through anything, right? And so this is only my second metal braceleted watch I've had in my whole life. My first one was given to me by my boss, Dan C., over at GG Moving Company, right? And it was a fossil watch. And it had, like, a clasp that had that little, you know, fold over securement. Like, you know, when you go at the fair, like they buckle you into the seat, the tilty whirl or whatever, and you have that thing that comes down over your shoulders. It was one of those, but it was a second way to keep the buckle closed. And I lost that watch. I don't know where it is. I'm really sad. I wish I could find it. But anyways, this one, it's a GShock, right? You're supposed to be able to, even though it's like dressy, even though it's a church watch, you're supposed to be able to wear it through war, right? And I don't know, this clasp, like, you look at the kingpin, I'd call this a kingpin, and then you look at the locking jaws, all right? So obviously kingpin and locking jaws, those are truckers' terms. I drive a truck, I drive a tractor-trailer truck, all right? And so this is not up to Peterbilt standards, all right? Because look at that, it's like a rinky-dink kingpin, and the locking jaws, that's it. There's like, you're supposed to press both tabs in at the same time to release the locking jaws from the kingpin. But watch this. I'm just going to use my index finger to press one of the tabs, and I can still release the locking jaws, okay? So, but again, it's only $300, and if this does give way on you while you're wearing it, it's not like it's going to fly off, because, you know, it has this like, I don't even know what it's called, sorry, but this, you know, clasp, the scissor clasp, that won't go over your hand. I mean, for me to get it over my hand, to like contort my fingers to get it around my wrist. And so that to me is a weak point. I wish that there was a more robust securement method for the clasp, but this is my church watch. So the thing is, it's a really tough GShock, and you know, it's a dressy one. It's a church watch, so it's not like, it would only be in some type of emergency situation where I'd have to rely on, you know, the durability of the clasp. Like if I had a flat tire or something on the family van, have to go out and change it, you know, on the way to church. Well, wearing this church watch is one less thing to worry about. To worry more about not getting your shirt dirty or whatever. But anyways, there's one other thing I want to say about this whole bracelet, in the whole arrangement of the bracelet with the case. And it has to do with the size, all right? I'm a big wrister. My wrist is 8.5 inches, right? And so I take this out of the box. I don't need to make any adjustment at all right? Now, full disclosure, my right wrist is 8.5 inches, right? So I can put this on no problem, right? Now, my left wrist, for whatever reason, is 8.25 now. I guess I lost weight, and maybe these watchers are squishing my wrist in, or maybe it's because, you know, driving a truck, my right hand is the one I shift with, but my left wrist is 8.25, okay? So I brought in these micro adjustments, and it gives you a little bit greater control over the size, but you do have to push in that pin to make the adjustment. So I just brought in the micro adjustment. I brought it in 3 little dots, little holes in it, and it fits really well at 8.25 inches, all right? So as a big wrister, I think that this fits well. Now, what about a small wrister? And here's what I want to tell you guys. Look at the case, all right? This is the exact same type of case, or, you know, pretty much the exact same type of case you'd get on any 2100 series watch, okay? So this is the GA2100 BCE, the Corridor Band. I really love this watch. It's one of my top 3 watches. It's great. I love it. Okay, look at the case. See how there's these adapters where in between the lugs that allow you to attach just a regular watch band. In this case, it's a Corridor band, right? Regular GShock watches, like on this GW6900, you know, I think it's called like a hooded lug. Like the lugs are very narrow compared to the watch band, and they're kind of shrouded with a bezel. All right, and so they're non-standard. This is a non-standard type of watch band, but this one has wings and it has a natural taper to it, right? Well, on the GM2110 this first link here has plastic wings attached to it, attached to this first link. And this first link has 2 pins, and the first link does not move at all. All right? So the main selling point of the 2100 series is that the lug-to-lug is not as wide as a lot of other G-Shocks, okay? And let me just use the King for an example, because this is like kind of an outrageous example. But look at what I call the watch crotch, the space in between the band. This is a very wide space. This is a ridiculously wide space. You have to be a big wrister to wear this one, right? It's probably why it was one of my favorite watches when I first got it. It's the first watch that I got out of the box and put on, and there was holes to spare. I think I wear this one on like the third hole. Okay, very big watch. All right, the GA2100, very small watch, especially for a G-Shock. Okay, and this one has an adapter which brings the lugs out further. All right, so what I'm saying is that this GM2110 may not be the best option for a small wrister. And we're going to have to do more testing, okay? Because my wife, who has a 6-inch wrist, put it on, and it overhanged her wrist, okay? And the second to first, in between the second and first link, it allows full articulation, but the first link does not move at all, okay? And it has wings. It has plastic wings, and so it's the actual effective lug-to-lug is very wide, right, compared to just a regular 2100 series. How this compares to other full metal bracelets of G-Shock, I do not know. We're going to have to get those and see, right, because I cannot tell you. But I just want to let you guys know about this enormous lug-to-lug distance, and it may be like, I don't know, over 2 inches, maybe 3. I'll measure it. Well, I don't want to speculate. I'll just say that it's a lot longer. Maybe, you know, in the metric system, maybe even like 60 centimeters. I'm just guessing. I have no idea because I do not even know what a millimeter is. I know that an inch is about the width of your thumb. So when you look between these two lugs, you know, you could put my thumb in there like 1, 2, 3 times, right? So we'll measure it in an upcoming video. I don't have my tape measure here, but we'll measure it. But you can see how long that is. So it might overhang a small wrister too much, all right? And then on the other side with the clasp, when you look, like, so this clasp has a scissor, like, fold back, I don't know, a hairpin, I don't know what you call it. So even though this link could articulate, it won't articulate in, meaning the second link, full link from this end of the clasp is the first one that could articulate in. And then on the other side, the first link does not articulate in at all. It can go out, but not in. So you can see that for a small wrister, this watch may be like, your wrist may feel like a quarter pounder hamburger patty in between 2 giant buns. I don't know. Like, there's only one way to find out, as I say, that we'd have to test it. So stay tuned for an upcoming video where we do that. But I just want to let you guys know that so you make an informed decision about whether or not to purchase this watch. But in conclusion, I can say just buy it. All right? If you think that you might want it, I recommend it, because for $300, I think that this is terrific. It's my church watch. It looks great. It pops. I really love that navy blue color. I'm glad I listened to you guys when you overwhelmingly voted for the navy blue. Okay, I'm not going to say I'm part of the navy blue crew, because maybe one day in the future I might want to just try out another color for fun. The navy blue crew are very adamant in their church watches have to be navy blue, okay? But I think this navy blue looks great. Like I said, happy I got it. I will leave a link below if you were interested, all right? And it's, you know, like I said, the $300 is much more manageable than the $550 for the other full G steel watches. And I know some of you are willing to pay up for that feel of the steel. Maybe one day I will be too, but until then, I am happy with the GM2110D. And it has a few scratches on it already. And it's weird. It's like right under where the Scotch tape was. Remember how I took the Scotch tape off with my Tecto knife? Well, maybe the Scotch tape was protecting it. Maybe I'm going to have to put Scotch tape back on it. But I wore it for a week, and I did not wear it to work. But I just, you know, I stored it gently into the GShock box. So how it could get scratched, I'm not sure, because this GShock toolbox is just jam-packed, slap full, and then, you know, I jammed the lid down. So, pretty crazy. Anyways, gentlemen, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father except through him. I'm Jim Kinkade. Thanks for watching.